Imagine a world where the Roman Empire never fell. For over 1,000 years, it stood strong, a beacon of civilization between East and West. But what if that empire had vanished? What would Europe and Asia look like today? Let's dive into the rise and fall of the Byzantine Empire, the empire that shaped history in ways we still feel. Today, the Byzantine Empire, often called the last great empire of Rome, was born from the ashes of its predecessor. In 330 AD, Emperor Constantine moved his capital to the newly founded city of Constantinople, which became one of the most powerful cities on earth. The empire was more than just a continuation of Rome. It was something entirely new. Constantine embraced Christianity as the state religion, building magnificent churches like Hagia Sophia, which became symbols of faith and power. He also created the first ever Christian calendar, setting the date for Easter. This move not only unified his people under God, but also laid the foundation for centuries of religious influence across Europe and beyond. But the empire wasn't built overnight. After Constantine's death, his son, Constantius II, took charge. While he faced internal struggles with his brother, Constans, the empire expanded outward, defending against Persian invasions and solidifying control over vast territories. Under Constantius' rule, the empire began to take shape as a formidable force. And then came Justinian I, one of the greatest emperors to ever sit on the throne. Justinian inherited an empire struggling with political chaos and external threats. Determined to restore Rome's former glory, he launched ambitious reforms across the empire. His codification of Roman law, known as the Corpus Juris Civilis, became the backbone of legal systems for centuries to come. He also commissioned architectural marvels like the Hagia Sophia, which remains standing even after being converted into a mosque. Yet despite these achievements, his reign was marked by conflict. His ambition led him to launch military campaigns against the Sassanid Persians, hoping to reunite the lost western half of the empire. Though he achieved some victories, the wars drained resources and left the empire vulnerable to future attacks. As Justinian aged, his health declined and so did his grip on power. By the end of his reign, the empire faced growing challenges at home and abroad. Despite his efforts, it remained divided and weakened by enemies both within and outside its borders. Following Justinian's death, the empire entered a period known as the Iconoclastic controversy. This fierce debate over whether icons were holy or heretical tore the empire apart, leaving lasting scars on its spiritual life. Meanwhile, the empire struggled to defend itself from rising powers around them. Persians threatened their eastern border, while Arab armies swept through North Africa and parts of Spain. Even the once mighty Roman legions crumbled under pressure from these forces. Over time, the empire split further. Emperor Michael III declared himself Emperor of the East, creating two separate realms: the Eastern Roman Empire, or Byzantium, and the Western Roman Empire, which eventually fell. To barbarians, this division marked the beginning of the end for the Roman legacy. The empire reached its golden age during the Macedonian dynasty in the 9th century. Emperors like Basil II, the Bulgar Slayer, expanded the empire's territory, reclaiming lands lost to the Arabs and pushing back the Slavs. They strengthened the empire's defenses, built grand fortifications along the Danube River, and reformed the army and administration. During this era, Byzantium flourished culturally and intellectually, becoming a center of learning and artistry. However, peace didn't last long. The Seljuks rose up in Anatolia, challenging the empire's hold on its heartland. Their victory at Manzikert in 1071 marked the beginning of the end for Byzantine dominance in the region. Slowly but surely, the empire retreated westward, losing ground until finally Constantinople fell to the Ottomans in 1453. With the fall of Constantinople, the Byzantine Empire officially ended. Its legacy lived on in the Renaissance, where scholars fled west carrying ancient texts, sparking revolutions in thought and culture. The empire may have fallen, but its impact continues to resonate throughout history. So why does the Byzantine Empire matter? Because without it, Europe might have taken a very different path. Roman law, Greek philosophy, and Christian traditions spread far and wide, shaping civilizations from Russia to Italy. Without the empire, perhaps the Middle Ages wouldn't have been quite so dark. Perhaps the Renaissance could have arrived sooner.